If you're a business owner and you've got a dispute with your fellow directors or fellow shareholders, then this video is for you. This topic is about the difference between the legal and beneficial ownership of shares. So if you are the legal owner of shares, then you most certainly know about it because there will be an executed document in your favour informing you that you are the owner of the shares, and that means that you control the shares completely and you're entitled to all the benefits of the shares, such as, most obviously, dividends. If you're the beneficial owner of the shares, then that's going to be based on enforceable agreements, but they may be verbal agreements or agreements that are written down somewhere but are in properly executed legal documents. Nevertheless, although you probably don't have control of those shares, you are still entitled to the beneficial ownership of them, which means you're entitled to the benefit of them, such as dividends and any other privileges that go with the shares. So that's the difference between legal and beneficial ownership. Where does that come into play? Well, companies, business partnerships are often complex things, and as businesses evolve, the ownership of shares changes. There's a case, a recent case from 2023 called Elsa and Montell Montello. Marco Elsa and Andreas Montell Montello. We're going to call them Marco and Andreas. They are finance guys from Rome, and they set up a business together, which was a 50-50 shareholding business, where they were each directors, and they were doing very well. They branched out to buy a hair care company. Their original business was called Avicor, and the hair care company was called Avi Hair. Now, their original business was finance, so they were FSA regulated, but Avi Hair was getting into so much trouble, so much financial trouble, that they were advised by their accountants that they should actually get rid of it. So they had a meeting, 20th of December 2012, and they came to a decision, said, well, we're not going to completely abandon Avi Hair, but what we're going to do is we're going to take it one step removed from the company, and those shares will be owned by a company controlled entirely by Andreas. Everybody agreed to that, and they went on running the business, except later in 2022, when Andreas said to Marco, oh, you know, the Avi Hair shares, they're nothing to do with you. You don't have any rights to those at all. And Marco said, well, I don't agree, because back in 2012, we agreed that although they would be held by your company, that I would retain an interest in them. And indeed, I continued being involved in the Avi Hair business. And Andreas, even though we split in 2016, I actually carried on paying a loan on behalf of Avi Hair. We never mentioned that I would be giving up rights to those shares. In fact, nothing was said about it at all, and I remained involved. In fact, it's only now in 2022 that you're telling me I have no interest in those shares. Having been told this, Marco issued a case claiming a beneficial interest in the Avi Hair shares, and he won. He was supported by someone else who was at the meeting on 20th of December 2012, and all of his involvement that he could show throughout the years, even including the fact that there was no mention about the Avi Hair shares when they split up in 2016, meant that he retained that beneficial interest. So, legal interest, it's there, it's on paper, it's on an executed document. Beneficial interest can be just as important, particularly if they're highly paying beneficial shares. It may be a bit more difficult to prove that you have that ownership, but in this case, Marco was able to do it. I hope that was helpful. If you think that you've got interests in shares in a company and it's being disputed, we'd love to hear from you, love to help. Getting in touch with us is easy. Go to the website, press on the book a meeting button. That will get you a link for a 30-minute conversation with me, which is entirely free, entirely without obligation. Or drop us a line, or send us an email, or leave a comment or a question in the space underneath this video. It'd be great to hear from you.